Good morning, everyone. We are excited. We have come up with a few questions and we want to play a get to know us game. So, Mandy is getting on real quick. We'll wait for her.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Okay, Mandy, you got your questions ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have you start.
Okay.
We each came up with 3 questions without each other knowing what these questions are. And Mandy's going, well, not questions, I should say. No, it's not questions at all. It's just interesting facts about us.
Okay. So I just think of what people ask about us. So those are the first 3 questions that popped in my mind. First of all, so a lot of people think one of the first questions people ask when they get to know us is, why did your mom name you guys so close? Like Mindy and Mandy are so close, 1 letter apart. You guys already look pretty similar. If not identical, why would your mom do that? Well, she didn't. Our real names are, mine's Amanda and hers is Melinda. And my dad, where those names came from is my dad had spent a couple years for a mission for our church in Mexico area where they're Spanish speaking, so he used some of the names from his mission. But so no, my mom has always said if she had known that our names would have been Mindy and Mandy later in life, that she wouldn't have named us Melinda and Amanda. So that's the first thing I thought of. Mindy, I want to hear your first one.
No, I just want to add to that. So I remember for the story that I've been told is that we were named Melinda and Amanda, and then it was about when we were about 6 weeks old. Somebody said, well, the nickname for Melinda is Mindy, and the nickname for Amanda is Mandy, and then it just stuck. I remember the first time somebody tried to tell me that my real name was Melinda, I didn't want to believe them. I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Of course, you look at your birth certificate, and there it is. And then the first day of school, there are real names, so they're going to be on the paper, right? And the teacher goes through the names, and anybody that went to school with us could probably relate to this. But they would go through the list. Is Sarah here? Is Madison here? All these names. And then they'd say Melinda, and nobody would say anything. And then it'd be like, oh, that's me. And everybody's like, Melinda? I'm like, I know. And so I'm like, change it to Mindy. And that would happen the first day of every year starting school. And then let's talk about Brock. In high school, he was the only person. He's just a funny kid, good friend of ours. We grew up with him actually in Cub River, Idaho. Those of you that know where that is, that's where we grew up. Great kid, love him to death. But he would yell down the hall, hello, Melinda. And then everybody would be like, why does he keep calling you that? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. And I don't know, it's just, he thinks he's being funny or something like that. I don't mind the name, but I don't know, it's fine.
Oh, geez.
But
whenever I meet someone new and they're like, your real name's Amanda? What's hers? Is it Aminda? And I'm like, no, it's actually Melinda. And they're like, oh my. So I'm really glad we have Mindy and Mandy.
I know.
It's so funny. One more thing I might add is, remember how old were you when you realized that you were spelling your middle name wrong?
Oh yeah. So my middle name's Kay, and it's Melinda Kay, Kaye. I remember that vaguely. You tell me.
No, we were like teenagers, and Mom found pulled out a birth certificate. You needed it for something. I don't know if you're getting a passport or something crazy. But you looked at your birth certificate, you're like, Mom, my middle name's spelled wrong. And Mom's like, no, that's how we spell it. And I guess your whole life you didn't have an E on the end of your middle name. And whenever you got really excited, you're like, I like it with an E. So with that being said, my daughter is Chloe K. To get name after her, and we put an E just for you, Min. So funny. Okay, I want to hear your first question.
Okay. All right. This is fun. Ready? Mandy and I took 2nd grade twice.
Oh no.
Should we talk about this?
I want to
True
hear
story.
your version,
Okay.
and
You
also,
want to hear my version?
and then
All
I'll.
right. So we didn't want to learn how to read. We were kind of stubborn, I guess. I think we would rather be out, playing or whatever. Um, so second grade comes around and we still don't know how to read. It's embarrassing, but I don't usually start the story out this way. I start it out as we took fourth and fifth grade in the same year because that is a true story.
That is true.
So what happened? If we can start it out that way, it sounds really cool.
Right.
But what happened was we didn't learn how to read. I don't know. That just sounds silly, but it's true. And I don't know if we were just like we knew how. We were just being stubborn. We didn't want to. I don't know. We're pretty smart, like right? No. So second grade, my dad comes in to the school and he's like, "Hey, so you have this teacher. She's really nice, but what do you guys think about this teacher?" And we find out that one of our friends is in that class, and we're like, yeah, Stacy Benson. Do you remember this?
Yep. Uh-huh.
And we're like, we can be in Stacy Benson's class? Yeah, this will be awesome. So we go to Stacy Benson's class. Little did we know we were going back to first grade. And and it was fine. We were having a good time, right? And then one day we realized that we were held back. And luckily our peers didn't understand what was going on either. So fourth grade comes around and it's like Christmas time and my dad gets this genius idea to get us caught back up. So he goes and talks to the school and explains our situation, saying that we're doing really good. We don't know how to read in fourth grade. And so when we went back after Christmas break, we were in fifth grade. And so all the kids at that age, your peers are like, holy cow, you guys are so smart. You skipped a grade. And we're like, yeah. So I usually start the story out as we took fourth and fifth grade in the same year because we were so smart. And then you have a lot to explain after that. But we eventually got caught up.
Go ahead.
I said we eventually got caught up, which was fun because we had two separate grades of friends. And we still, to this day, we keep in contact with that group of friends that we had in the grade younger than us. And then we move up and make a whole new group of friends. But yet we still... So I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
At least I highly recommend it. No. What?
At least we had each other, through it all. So that's so funny that you just shared your version because my version's a little bit different from what I remember.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so growing up, we had the privilege, right when we were born, about that time, our grandparents, so my mom's parents, were entering retirement, and so of course they're going to travel. Well, they would always want us to go with them, and so we would really, like, the first 5 years of our lives, we spent more time, I would say more time with our grandparents than we did our own family. And so, like, this was the life. Like, we just traveled all the time and had such a good time. Well, when we were 4 years old, I remember my grandma sitting us down and said, okay, life's going to change. You're going to school next year. And that means that you can't come travel with Grandma and Grandpa like you used to. And at that point, I was like, nope, not going to school, not doing it. Nope, won't, I refuse. In my mind, I was thinking that. And so kindergarten came around and we hated school because it pulled us away from Grandma and Grandpa. First grade come around, teacher wanted us to work out a workbook and I would refuse. I would sit there with my arms folded and I wouldn't do anything. And so of course she's reaching out to our parents saying they're not even doing anything about school. And we wouldn't do like our homework or anything. Well, second grade came around and she would be like, read that on the board. And I just would stare at her because I was so upset that I wasn't with Grandma and Grandpa, just because it was so fun. And so I remember that's where I remember Dad came in and he's just like, if you guys refuse to read, we're going to have to do something about it. And then he's like, well, what do you think about this class? And I was thinking, like, that teacher was last year's grade, but I didn't think. Was 10 and we're only turning 9, and I was like, I don't know. And that's when I figured it out. Anyway, so that's when we got switched.
Okay, that was my first question. This is going to be a long one. This is fun. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Um, Something that's really interesting about us is we were mixed up at birth. And just like it happens in the movies, it actually happened in real life. When we were born, we looked identical. And so my mom put a pink wristband around my wrist and a purple around Mindy's. Um, and just to say, who was Mindy and who was older, because Mindy was born 4.5 minutes before me. Well, it was 2 months, we were about 2 months old, and we went to a family reunion. It was the first time a lot of my mom's brothers and sisters were going to see us. And so she cut the ribbons off to see if the family could tell. Well, got mixed up or whatever. So our Aunt Diana just guessed. And so we don't know who's Mindy, who's older. So kind of interesting.
Yeah. Um, okay. My next question is going to spotlight you. And Mandy, okay, so we did tumbling our whole life. And we always had our friends being like, you guys need to do cheer. You guys need to do cheer. People really don't know how to tumble here. And so we were like, all right, we'll do it, And then we never did. And I don't know, we just were so invested in what we already had going on. And we really enjoyed playing soccer. And we did soccer and track in high school. Well, finally our senior year, Mandy's like, I'm done with soccer. I'm going to go do cheer. And I was like, okay, well, I love soccer. I'm going to stay. It was the very first time that we really did something different. This was like year of high school. So tries out for the cheer team, makes it. Not only, Mandy, do you got a light you can like turn on or something, or like a crown you can wear real quick?
Wait, what?
Do you have like a light you can switch on, or like a crown that you can wear real quick? This is like totally
a crown. I can't pull out a crown.
Come on, you got one.
I did have one. However,
So not
house because we're moving. And I got a crown, but I do not have a crown.
I'll get you. There you go. Okay, here we go. Mandy not only made cheer, she made mascot, and then when prom came around, she was prom queen. Ta-da!
However, you were
really cool. I was so proud of her. Huh?
You were homecoming royalty. No. For two.
It was for the snowball dance. I was snowball queen. Right?
Mindy, but you were that and oh geez. Okay, next. No,
yeah, you're having a hard time here. Let's just move on. Spotlight's on you.
No, but it was pretty cool. Our little reunion. So I actually not everything has come easy in my life. But I had ran
so you really had to work for that? No. I'm kidding, go ahead.
No. I can't believe you said this. How embarrassing. Oh my god.
It's not embarrassing. I had to
Oh my god. Well then I'm gonna spotlight you. She was MVP.
Oh shoot, you have one?
Everything. It was fun to cheer for her because
what?
she was good in sports. And there's a time in high school that our mom always wanted us to do the same thing, So we would talk about it. We're like, honestly, you love sports. Let's just do sports. I don't love it, but I will be there for you so that you can play. And we shared a car, which we loved. And so it's kind of like we had to just, decide what to do together. And so, of course, we played sports for Mindy. But it was really fun when I decided to cheer. I was able to cheer for her, and it was really cool experience. Man, why don't you ask the third one? Your third question.
Yours is good. The last one, or you still need a. So along with those lines, I just added to my list. So this is a really cool story. So our junior year of high school, we wanted to try to be on exec council. So it was actually Mandy's idea. Mandy's always been the one that's like, hey, let's do this. And I'm like, are you sure? Okay. Like, I just like basically hang on to her and just go for the ride. And that's Maskcara. Same thing happened again. Here we go. And like, Mindy, we got to do this. Come on, we're doing this. Okay. Yep. Whatever you say. And so junior year, last of the junior, like, hey, try out for exec. We need some people type of thing. And so Mandy's like, let's do it. I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Um, I ran for secretary and public relations.
Yep.
Okay. So we did like the whole week of, what's the word? We both run a party announcement thing at the end, and I made it. Um, so I make it, Maddie doesn't. We're like both devastated. Like, this is crap. Like, we only wanted to do this if we were together. Is this even going to be fun? Like, I just felt bad. Like, there's supposed to be a big after party after this. I think I went to like an hour of it and then came home. Maddie was pretty upset. I just felt bad. So um, after that, Maddie becomes cheer, and then she tries out for mascot. Well, she makes mascot, and mascot puts you on to exec council.
Oh, that was
What they
so
do at our school, Preston High School, they announce over the big intercom who the new mascot's going to be. And I know right where I was and what happened. Like, I had just gotten done with PE, so I was down in the new mascot cheerleaders, and it was just going to be one of them that got it. And so they say Mandy, and I like throw my clothes on as fast as I can and just start running down the hall. And Mandy came out of her classroom, and we're both just running. Like, we just hugged in the hallway, and we're just like,
it
oh
was
my
so cool.
excitement. We were probably the only ones in the hall, and everybody in the classrooms could hear us. But I just remember that being such a great moment, being like, okay, great, let's do this. So you're back in exec council. Like,
Yes, that
I don't know,
was so
it's
cool.
really cool.
So people
Something
aren't
I'll never
confused.
forget.
Mascot in Preston, we weren't able, like, how that works is it's just like the student body votes on one cheerleader to represent the cheerleaders. I know that people get confused, like mascot, which I was pretty excited about because we love to tumble, you know. But it's not like traditional high school. But no, I back to that, like, it was so cool. Like, there's so many times in my life I just knew Mindy would be there. Like, for example, when they called me up to the office and they had all of us cheerleaders standing there, and then they announced it. Like, the first and only person I wanted to be with was Mindy, and I just took off running. And that hallway was so long. Like, I sprinted because I knew that she would be meeting me. I just took off running, and people were like trying to celebrate it, and she's like, she just took off. I mean, there's probably like 25, 30 people in the hallway, and I just left the group. I just took off running because I knew right where Mindy was, and I knew that she would be running towards me too. And it was really, really cool. I remember that moment so, so, so much. It was so cool. You know what's funny is that was my third thing that I want to talk about, but I want to come up with a third one. So give me just a second. Oh, so like I would say out of, I feel like, I don't know what word, just to get kind of churchy, like Heavenly Father knew that for me at least, like I couldn't have made it through this life without Mindy. Like, and that's why he sent us here in twos. Because there's so many times in my life where I had hit rock bottom and I was just like super devastating, and like I was seriously like super rock bottom, and Mindy would call and it's just like, hey, what's going on? Like, I know something's up. And I'm just like, a lot's going on actually. She's like, I know, tell me. And she just knew. And vice versa, there's times that I would call her and it was like right at that moment that she needed me. And so it's all like, Mindy's never one to like talk about her feelings, and it kind of bugs me sometimes because I'm trying to understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And I'm just like, Jake, I'm so irritated and agitated. I don't know what's wrong. He's like, call your sister every time. And I'm just like, Mindy, be real. Just tell me what's going on because I don't function. And so, but it's really cool to have
in the last. So anyway, with that being said, I'm just grateful. I have her as a sister, and I couldn't have asked for a better twin. So I'm gonna have that as my third
Love
one,
you
man.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I add to
Okay.
that? When people
Yeah, go
ask, I said when people, I don't know, see, I'll tell you. Little, we'd always say that. Like, I don't know, pinch her, do something. I'll tell you if I feel it. And so they would do it like, ow!
You do.
Silly things that we would do.
Oh.
Maybe it's not as funny as I think it is. But anyway, was that 3 each?
Yeah, we're good. One more thing before we go. We're so excited to announce that next Tuesday, so we do our Tuesday, Thursday trainings. Mandy, I do the Tuesday trainings. Mindy does the Thursday. And I like to bring in guest speakers, guest artists, makeup artists. And so this next Tuesday, July 18th, 8 p.m. in Eagle, Idaho, we are going to have Savannah Polson. Woohoo! So excited. Now she's asking, she's wanting to know what you guys are about. So message me, let me know what we want covered. Savannah's gonna, if you guys don't know who she is, she's a huge beauty blogger here in Boise. And she's on Instagram at Savannah Polson, SAVANAH Polson, with Bold, Beautiful Life. Look her up. She's amazing. And she is going to take time with us and share with us makeup tips and tricks about the business, why now is the best time to get involved. Super excited to have her. So again, that's Tuesday, July 18th at 8 p.m. up in Eagle. And so you can message me for the address as well if you're local here and want to come. Hi, buddy. Oh, he's so cute. So anyway, we're so excited. So excited. I'll be passing or posting more about it. So, all right, Mindy, that's all I have.